Welcome to this recorded version of the presentation from JLT's annual general meeting on May 6th, 2020. I'm Per Holmberg and I am the CEO of JLT Mobile Computers Group. In my presentation, I will give a short introduction to JLT and talk about JLT as a global tech company whose mission is to empower customers' businesses by enabling hassle-free IT solutions for challenging environments. I will also reflect on 2019 as well as the first quarter of 2020 and show how JLT has been able to grow steadily and profitably over the past 6 years. And in 2019, we delivered a record revenue. I will also talk about the corona pandemic and how that will impact JLT. I know that with a strong cash balance and by taking several precautionary measures, we have created stability to take JLT through this prevailing corona crisis. JLT is a tech company. We have over 25 years of experience from developing, manufacturing, and installing rugged computers. We have our own development team based in Växjö, our headquarters, a small town in the southern part of Sweden. And we are currently on the 6th generation of products and have shipped more than 100,000 units since our start, 1994. Over the time, we have built up a unique expertise. And today, we leverage this expertise to meet customers' needs with the best combination of hardware, software, and services. Our mission is to empower our customers' businesses by enabling hassle-free information technology. This demand for IT in demanding environments is really driven by big trends, long-term trends that will prevail even after a crisis like the one we are entering right now. These trends include things like online shopping, which has actually been boosted in these times, but also environmental requirements. Because when JLT optimize and make our customers material handling, manufacturing, transportation more efficient, not only are we able to save cost for the customer, but it also decreases the impact on the environment and the footprint on the environment. These challenging environments includes many different areas, but the biggest segment for JLT is warehousing and logistics. This segment represents about 60% of our business today. Here, our computers and our equipment is used on forklifts, on trolleys, or other vehicles that are used in a warehouse. When I say warehouse, that could be an indoor warehouse, it could be freezer storage, it could be a yard logistics or outdoor warehouse as well. But we are active in other segments as well. Many customers are using our products in manufacturing facilities, in ports, that has become a big and important segment for us, mines, within agriculture environments, transportations, and more. JLT has become a very global company as well. We are headquartered in Växjö, Sweden. We have our manufacturing in Ronneby, which is about an hour drive from Växjö. Here we produce the PCBs with the electronics, we build the units, and we distribute the units worldwide. For the US market, we have a fully owned subsidiary that is headquartered in Chandler outside Phoenix in Arizona. And we have local manufacturing and repair service in Atlanta with a partner. If you look at the revenue for 2019, it is fairly evenly split between the Americas and the rest of the world. The Americas was about 45% last year. The Nordics represented about 20%, and Europe, Middle East, and Africa represented about 25%. You see that I also have a slice there called OEM. These are customers that are purchasing and using JLT's products to build their own solutions, which they then manufacture and sell to the market under their own brand. What makes JLT unique? Well, I would say there are three things that are unique with JLT. We do have the best products in the marketplace. We do have the expertise and the knowledge to help customers solve their problems. And we have a very unique way of facing and working with our customers. We call it the high-touch customer-facing model. When I say we have the best products, if customers today make a comparison between our products and evaluate them against other alternatives, we usually win there because we have better performance, better reliability, and better quality than any other solution out there. The expertise we have built up over the 25 years we've been doing this. But we have the expertise and we have the resources because we have the internal development team, we have manufacturing and box build internally, and we do repair service internally. So we have the resources and the expertise to really customize our solution to our customer specific needs in a better way than anyone out there in our industry. And we have this high touch customer facing model. We always go the extra mile. We invest much time and much work to work with our customers at their sites to really understand their operation, their challenges and their problems so that we can give and provide the best possible solution, mixture of hardware, software and services. Our goal is to grow faster than the rest of the market. And we've been doing that. Over the past 6 years, we've been showing a steady growth on average of 17% annually. If I look at the market that we serve, I estimate that the growth there is about 5% annually. So we have been taking market share, and today we command about 10% of the market on a global basis. That makes JLT the 4th largest supplier globally, and it makes us the 3rd largest supplier in the US. And in 2019, we reported record revenue, 142 million Swedish krona. The gross profit was also a record, 65 million Swedish krona. And the operating result was 14 million Swedish krona. How do we ensure that we continue this journey and continue to grow the company? Well, we have a 3-part strategy. Number 1 is product development. This is really something that we've been doing since we started the company in 1994. Second is working and improving and expanding the sales channel. We started to emphasize this around 2010, where we built up a channel consisting of our own salespeople as well as partners, both in Europe and in the US. And the last piece is increasing our services offering. We see tremendous opportunities to provide more than just the products we develop ourselves. And this is also important for the continuous growth as well as the stability for the corporation. It's an opportunity for us to create recurring revenue over time. And I'm going to talk about these 3 areas one by one, and we start with the product development. So as I mentioned before, we have our own development team and we have engineering resources in our headquarters as well as in our sales office in the US. It's a combination though of own development and sourcing products. We use our own resources to develop what we call high value IP. That is functionality and products that differentiates JLT from the rest of the market. And then we complement that with products and components and accessories from third party. We recently announced and launched several products that are developed by JLT today. For example, we upgraded the Verso series. The Verso series is the family of products that stands for the highest performance in the market. And with this upgrade of the processors and the technology, JLT today has the highest performance rugged vehicle mount computers available. One of those products is a 10-inch Verso 10 product. It's a 10-inch vehicle mount product. That product is not only the highest performance product in the market, it is also the smallest and most compact product in the market. And that is actually important because many customers are concerned about the real estate in the driver's cabin or on the vehicle on which the computer is mounted. We also have a logistics version of that product, which we call JLT 1014P. And then this is the industry's most compact 10-inch forklift computer. And as I mentioned, we are complementing our own products offering with third-party products. That includes tablets, handhelds, scanners, keyboards, and mounts. And we do this to help the customer to source their bigger need from one supplier. Simplifies the purchasing process, but it also allows the customer to have one party responsible for the whole solution. Sales channel, the second part of the strategy. There are really two goals with this part. One is to broaden the customer base, and the second is to strengthen our local presence. Broaden the customer base. If I look back to 2009 when I joined JLT, then we were hit by the financial crisis, we and anyone else in our industry. It was tough times, and JLT had a tough time because we had only a few customers, could be counted on one hand, that drove 80 or even 90% of our business. So when those customers stopped purchasing our products, it had a huge impact on the revenue for JLT. Today, we stand on a much broader customer base, many customers within different segments, and that is very important for the stability of the company. That generates what I call the running business. You can see JLT's business as two parts. The running business, which is the flow of repeating orders coming in on a regular basis. And then on top of that, we have the project deals, very complex deals, high value, but they come in an irregular basis. So this graph shows how the running business has been growing over time steadily. And on top of that, we are getting a few big project deals, one year, and the next year we have fewer. So that makes our revenue to not grow evenly over time. So that is important for us. The other part is, of course, to strengthen our local presence, to get closer to the end customer, but also to strengthen our presence in the local markets. So our partners are key there to develop new customers as well as maintaining and supporting existing customers. And the third part is expanding our service offerings. JLT is known for going the extra mile to keep customers' operation running smoothly. And we know that there is a lot of opportunities there to sell services around the products, to facilitate easy deployment and a fast startup, to provide custom accessories, cabling, OS images, and so on. And when the products are up and running, to guarantee that the customer receives the best and maximum uptime of the product. And we do that by service agreements that we call no questions asked service agreements. With those agreements, the service level is guaranteed and the customer knows exactly the cost for maintaining that product over its lifetime. If I look at the service revenue over 2019, it ended at 13 million Swedish krona. That is up 21% from the previous year. So we see that the service part of our business is growing faster than the product part. Today, the service consists primarily of service agreements and repairs. And when we sell service agreements, we usually do that with the sale of a new computer. So the customer pays for the service agreement up front. That revenue is then recognized over the time of the agreement itself, whether it's 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. So that means that we have agreements that are recognized as a liability is in our balance sheet. And that order stock or backlog, so to say, was 18 million Swedish krona at the end of last year, growing from 14 million. The third part there is partnerships. So partnerships is essential in growing the service components and completing our solutions. And during 2020, the first quarter, we announced several new partnerships with software suppliers and other suppliers that complement our solution. To really mark the move from being a traditional hardware vendor to becoming more of a business partner and a trusted advisor to our customers, we decided last year to take our marketing to the next level and to actually rebrand the company. And in February this year, we launched our new brand identity and the new website. And with that, we communicate our new offering more solution-oriented to the audience. So we balance the products, the services, the partnerships in a better way. So hopefully that will resonate with the decision makers at our customers today. I want to say a few words on the first quarter of 2020. We are in very difficult times right now with the corona pandemic, and this will impact JLT as well as our personal lives and many other companies out there. The biggest impact I've seen this quarter is our ability to work with our customers. So our new customers acquisition are heavily restrained due to travel and meeting restrictions. And if you remember, I told you before that one of the key elements to our success is what we call the high-touch selling model. And of course, it is difficult to execute on that when we can't meet the customer at their sites. Due to this, some orders that we had expected in first quarter was pushed out to the second quarter. Now, booking was still meeting 29 million Swedish krona for the quarter compared to 31 million a year ago. And billing ended at 27 million compared to 37 a year ago. The gross margin was actually positively impacted by the situation. It ended at 49%, which is up from 42% a year ago. This was boosted by the lower product versus service revenue. So a bigger portion of the revenue this quarter was actually services in relation to products. And that has a positive impact on the gross margin. A weakening Swedish krona also helped to boost the gross margin this quarter. The operating result, the EBIT, ended at minus 900,000 Swedish krona compared to 3.8 million krona in profit last year. This was impacted mostly by lower revenue, of course. But we also have had an expansion of the sales organization that already started in the fourth quarter. So if you look at the cost for sales as well as marketing, it is higher this quarter than previous quarter. These were investments that we decided to do to grow the company longer term. Despite this tough situation, we have completed several initiatives that will strengthen our long-term position. I talked about the new brand identity that we launched with a new website in February. We exhibited at Modex in Atlanta, which is the largest logistics show in the US for the year. Other shows that we had planned to attend are unfortunately cancelled or postponed. Now, even Modex was impacted by Corona. Some really big players on the market pulled out in the last minute, and of course the number of visitors were also reduced. But the fact is that we attended, and we have several good opportunities and leads that we'll continue to work now with our customers from that show. I also mentioned before that we entered a number of new partnerships with software tool providers to complement our solution. We also expanded our existing partnership with Winmate, who provides many of the mobile products for us. And we are now the exclusive distributor for the US market of the Winmate mobile products. And as I also mentioned before, we launched the industry's smallest and highest performance 10-inch fixed mount computer. Managing the prevailing Corona crisis. My priorities are keeping our staff safe. More than half of the organization is today working from home. We are managing this pretty well by using Teams, video conferencing, and other means. So I feel that the operation is running pretty smoothly, even though people are working from home. Fortunately, to date, we do not have any severe sickness or health issues with the organization. Second priority is to create stability, and I do that by reducing cost and securing delivery capacity. And I will talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Third priority is to keep the investments that strengthen our future position. The investments we do to create a stronger JLT long term, we have to maintain and continue. And the fourth one is to be ready and be set to accelerate when this crisis turns. And of course, to be ready to act on opportunities that may show up during the crisis as well. Fortunately, JLT is financially prepared to do this. We had a net liquid position at the end of Q1 equal to 50 million Swedish krona. And just to put that in perspective, 50 million krona is what the cost was for running the operation the entire year 2019. So in theory, without any more orders and without any cost savings actions, we could run this organization for a year just on the cash. Of course, that is not the plan, but it feels good to have that security, and it gives us some strength, and it allows us to continue the investments that we do in the strategic areas. I said that we have reduced cost, and this is what we've done. We have reviewed the development projects that we have in the pipeline, and we have removed anything that we do not feel are strategic for the future of JLT. So we have either concluded those projects or postponed the projects. We have pulled back on our marketing effort, which is also a fairly good flexible cost for the company. So today we pulled back and we do only digital marketing for the rest of the year. We have worked with the organization to reduce the working hours. The executive team, including myself, has agreed to reduce our salaries by 10%. And we have done some reduction in workforce. In fact, we have pulled back on the investments that we did in the sales organization. So we're now back to the level where we were in 2019. We have also done some measures to secure the delivery capacity. We have increased stocks for componentry and built computers. We have created backup processors to guarantee that we can maintain the capacity even if people are out sick or not available to build the products or to repair the products. Fortunately, to date, we have not seen any severe implications on customer orders. And finally, as a precautionary measurement, the board has withdrawn the proposed dividend for 2019. So in conclusion, 2019, JLT delivered a record revenue. We're very proud of that. And we've been growing continuously by investing in product development, sales, and services. The Corona crisis has created a huge challenge for us. And perhaps the biggest challenge is that its future impact is very hard, if not impossible, to predict. But we are in a strong position. We are financially prepared. We have a net liquid position of 50 million Swedish krona. We've taken precautionary measures to ensure the stability needed to take us through this crisis. And we are set to accelerate when the crisis turns. With that, I want to thank you for your time. If you have further questions or if you're looking for more information, please visit our investor relations pages, where you also will find contact information for me if you have any follow-on questions. Thank you very much.